Hello all. Today we shall be discussing about generative adversarial networks, GANs in short, which is a part of the course on Basics of Deep Learning CS617. These slides are based on Ian Goodfellow's tutorial on GAN and also his book on deep learning published by MIT Press, which is an open source book, and also the lecture slides of Professor S. Lesnick of Illinois University. So in this session, we start with an introduction to generative adversarial network, the architecture, how this is trained, then what are the challenges we face in training GAN, and finally some applications of GAN in different areas. So what is GAN? As you see generative here, the term generative means we will be creating a generative model. We have learned so far some discriminative models, but this particular network will have generative model. Adversarial, what does that mean? That means that the model will be trained in an adversarial setting. And finally, networks here, that means we will be using deep neural network. So the question is, why generative model? What do we gain by creating generative models? If you see, what we have learned so far is that given a data sample X, which can be an image or any other vector, and a corresponding label Y or the target variable Y, what do? We estimate the probability of target Y given X. That is, it is the conditional probability that we are modeling. But if you wish to use this model for modeling the actual probability distribution P jointly with Y, Px jointly with Y, it will not be able to model that. So as a result, it cannot generate new samples if it has been trained through a discriminative method. So generative models cope with all these problems in general. They can model the joint probability Pxy and can generate new images. Look at these two images. On the left hand side is ground truth, and on the right hand side you can see the similar picture generated by GAN. So you can see the type of images or the type of output that GAN produces. This is another example where on the left you have the real image and on the right you have a generated image. So it is very difficult to understand which one is real. So now suppose you have to produce or generate some real world data, realistic looking data, where you have very small input, and through this small input you would like to generate some scenery like this. This is very much possible if generative adversarial networks are properly trained. So what exactly is adversarial training? In adversarial training, we generate some adversarial samples to fool a discriminative model. We feed these adversarial samples to make the model more robust, and then we require more efforts to generate adversarial samples because the discriminative model becomes robust. As a result, when we keep on repeating this process again and again, our discriminator becomes a very good model which is able to distinguish between fake images and the correct images. So GANs extend this idea to generative models. So what is there in GAN? We have two different models. One is generator and the other is discriminator. Generator generates fake samples and tries to fool the discriminator, whereas the discriminator trains itself so that it is able to distinguish between a real and fake sample. They both generator and discriminator train them against each other. We keep on repeating this and we get better and better performance of generator and discriminator. When the discriminator is not able to distinguish between the real sample and the fake sample, the training is complete. So let us now discuss on how generative adversarial networks are trained. So basically it is two types of training. One is training the discriminator, the other is training the generator. During discriminator training, generator network is kept on hold. That means whatever weights are fed to the generator network, they are kept intact. Suppose the generator has produced some 200 samples, which are given here. An equal number of samples are taken from the real world data set, and these two are shuffled and are fed to the discriminator network. The discriminator network classifies whether these are real or fake images. The loss of classification is definitely there. So we back propagate the error as we do in any other neural network, and accordingly weights are updated. During the generator training, what happens is that generator does not have any access to the real world samples. It only has access to the latent random variables. It produces samples which are fed to the discriminator, and discriminator classifies them as real or fake. Error is back propagated so that the generator updates its weights. Remember that in this period, discriminators' weight are kept on hold. That means they are kept intact. So before we go ahead with our discussion on certain special type of generative adversarial network, let us have some quick questions to revise what we have learned so far. So why do you need a generative model? Generative models are trained to model the probability distribution Pxy, which is a joint probability for the variable x and the target variable y. So these types of models are able to produce realistic samples, and in many applications when we need synthetic data to be produced, for example, for data augmentation or any such application, then generative models can be very useful. How is generative model different from a discriminative model? If you remember, in a discriminative model, we model the probability which is a conditional probability P y under the given condition x. So it models the conditional probability for the target variable y under the given variable x. So discriminative models are not able to produce new samples from the given data distribution. What is the difference between the input sample in a generator and discriminator network? If you see, the discriminator network has access to both types of samples, the real samples as well as the samples produced by generator, whereas the generator network does not have access to the real world data. It is only fed with some random noise function. So what is the objective function of GAN training? So the objective function of GAN training is the sum of the mean values of the log probabilities of dx plus log probability of 1 minus d gz, where gz is the output of the generator network and dx is the output of the discriminator network.